Well, this is Nick Harang with Deeper Walk International, and today I'm with Dr. Jim Wilder of Life Model Works. Hi, Jim.
Hi, Nick. Good to be with you.
It's good to be with you. Thanks for taking a moment. And we are talking today about the upcoming Rare Leadership Global Online Conference. It's 2022. This is the second time we are offering this conference with a little bit different focus this year, as we're talking about navigating the high stress workplace. Jim, I don't think anybody has to look very far to see that high stress workplace is kind of the new normal, sadly, for many people. Yep. And so our hope in offering this conference is that it's going to be very practical and helpful for people. Now, you wrote in, I think, 2016, Rare Leadership with Dr. Marcus Warner. And right. Then last year you came out with, oops, turn it around, Rare Leadership in the Workplace. Because there was a kind of a demand out there of people saying, hey, this is great, but how does this apply to work? And I want something I can give to anybody on my team to help create a better culture. So we're really grateful for the book, and we want to take this further in this conference. So what are you hoping people will get out practically from this year's conference?
Well, the hardest part probably is that last of the rare characteristics, enduring hardship well. And so we're looking at our tools that you can use. And one of the ones that we haven't really talked about very much is how fast the brain responds to and recognizes challenge to status. So, it gets us in sort of an enemy mode reaction with each other if we're feeling challenged. And I've read studies that said 70% of workplace meetings are basically elbowing for higher status. It takes up a lot of time. If you don't have enough status, you can't really contribute to your ideas get stepped on or stolen. And so how does that fit? The brain responds to status about 3 times faster than it does to gender. And we've talked a lot about gender issues, but this is a lot of the stress in the workplace, and it basically goes unmentioned in most conversations. So we're bringing that in as a way of helping reduce the stress that people experience by learning how to navigate it.
Well, that's fascinating. That's all new information to me. And this is just part of what we're going to be offering at the conference. Marcus Warner, the co-author with you, is going to be giving an overview of RARE and specifically applying it to the workplace. And we have a number of other speakers you can look at on our website and see who they are and what they're going to offer in terms of practical examples and models and stories of how they've applied the RARE model and seen much improvement in their workplace culture. So Jim, before we wrap up today, how would you think this year's conference could help someone who doesn't have the official title or spot of team leader or boss, but they're kind of lower on the status, if you will?
Well, this is exactly the problem, but it's the one that Christianity and Jesus' teaching addresses most quickly and directly. The first thing his mother wrote about when she heard that she was going to have a child was that the way the status situation works in the world, it was going to be reversed and put on its end. And James, in his books, his writings, talks a lot about status and how the church has to follow a different kind of way of status than the world. When Jesus talked to his disciples, they were always arguing about who's greatest, But the interesting thing about the church is just how much people whose status isn't really regarded as high by the world are actually the transformers of the world. And so we're going to give you 5 steps that you can take that will make you be able to sort of work around the way the world goes about status and exert who God meant you to be. So I think people who have felt their status as being reduced are going to be really happy with what we have to talk about in the conference.
Wow. Well, again, that sounds fascinating. And now you've got my interest. I want to know what the 5 steps are, but I'm going to have to wait a little bit till the conference comes. And so if you have not yet registered for this conference, we invite you to do that. There's team pricing that's very affordable, and there's organization pricing for organizations of any size. So your whole culture can be impacted and helped by what is really a cutting edge model based on neuroscience and some of the best practices that the top organizations practice to create healthy cultures that win and effectively impact the world in according to their mission. So hope you can join us at rareleadership.net for the 2022 conference. Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, you too, Jim. Thanks.
Bye-bye.